Gracias.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Norwegian Refugee Council.
Madam Vice President, this month, Israel's belligerent occupation of Palestinian territory entered its 57th year. Characterized by an array of serious violations of international law, it has grave humanitarian consequences for the Palestinian people and extinguishes hope for an independent and viable Palestinian state. In its last report to the General Assembly, the Commission focused on indicators that may be used to determine the illegality of the occupation, its permanence, and actions amounting to annexation. According to HRC's assessment, as humanitarians with our ear to the ground, Israeli policies of recent constitute prescribed annexation and an act of aggression. Earlier this year, we witnessed Israel transfer legislative and administrative powers from the military commander to its civil government. These powers are exercised to forcibly transfer Palestinians living in the path of expanding settlements, abrogate their human rights, and obstruct humanitarian relief they are in need of. As the Commission notes in its present report, Israel makes use of its ill-assumed powers to impose wanton restrictions on civil society, human rights defenders, and humanitarian actors. Nonetheless, Israel denies any wrongdoing on its part. We ask the Commission to express its views on Israel's occupation crossing into annexation and advise as to the appropriate measures to redress such wrong. Thank you.
We presented a report to the General Assembly which said that Israeli occupation has become permanent. The occupation now very rapidly is becoming full annexation. And we concluded that Israel treats the occupation as a permanent fixture and has, for all intents and purposes, annexed parts of the West Bank while seeking to hide behind a fiction of temporariness. We have reviewed actions by Israel constituting de facto annexation, which has included expropriation of land and natural resources, establishing settlements and outposts, maintaining a restrictive and discriminatory planning and building regime for Palestinians, and extending Israeli law extraterritorially to Israeli settlers in the West Bank. We are particularly concerned about additional actions that we have witnessed since the time of our report to the General Assembly that have strengthened our conclusion, including the February 2023 decision to annex legislative and administrative powers over occupied Palestinian territory to Israel's civil government. We are anxiously looking forward for the ICJ's advisory opinion that should highlight the responsibility of member states and the UN in relation to Israel's actions. And in